Hello, today it is time for my first Pan That Palette update for 2017. If this is the first video of mine you're watching, I will go ahead and link for you guys the first video in this series, the intro video, up at the top in the cards so you guys can see where I started for this year. So I'm actually panning two palettes this year. One of them is the Tarte Be Matte-nificent Palette, which I started in 2016. So let me go ahead and insert a picture of what this palette looked like last month. And here's what it looks like now. So you guys can see I had panned on all these shadows last time. I have been just working on expanding the pans, and I did do some pan expansions on all the shadows, including this purple shade. I have actually been pretty impressed with my progress because that's a hard shade to use. And we can see I hit side pan here on this little taupe shade, so I'm going to be working now towards this top corner. For next month, I'm going to try and focus on this mauve shade and this pink shade and really try to work on those two. I have a lot of those kind of colors in my current capsule wardrobe, so I really want to work with those two colors. And then again, keep working on the cream shade and then the brown and the black shades. So again, my goals for this palette are to completely finish these three and then these two shadows. So everything except for the purple and the brown and the black. So the second palette that I am working on is the Urban Decay Afterdark palette, which has super cute packaging, but it's really, really fingerprinty. You guys can see the awesome packaging. So let me go ahead and insert a picture of where this palette was last time. So as you guys can see, this palette was brand spanking new. I had not even swatched it when I filmed the intro. And here's what it looks like now. So my goals for this palette is not to finish anything. I just would like to hit pan on all of the shades. So for the month of January, I kind of just played around with this palette to kind of get a good feel. I did wear every shadow at least once. And so the most progress you can see is going to be in Backfire. I get a pretty good dip. I have a little bit of a dip in Lounge. And I also have a small dip in Fringe and Paralyzed. So for next month, I would really like to work on Backfire and Lounge. Those are the two colors that I want to work on and use in conjunction with that mauve shade from my other palette. And those are the two I'm going to really focus on. I'll probably wear Fringe and Paralyze a little bit as well. And I'm going to be saving the other shadows kind of for later in the year. Now, initially when I started, I thought that these two palettes were going to go really well together. This is an all shimmer palette, lots of lid shades, kind of bold lid shades, but lid shades nonetheless. And this is all lovely matte shades. Unfortunately, this is very, very pink toned, which doesn't necessarily go really well with all of the colors in here. So for example, when I wear Fringe, I don't really have a good transition shade. I need like a really basic neutral brown color. That was kind of a little bit disappointing to find that out. I haven't not had a lot of experience working with some of these bolder colors. That's why I picked this palette. I wanted to push myself to wear some funner shades. So I'm definitely going to be focusing more on the shades in this palette that go really well with the Be Matte-nificent at the beginning of the year and hope to get some really good progress on this. And then kind of come back to some of the harder shades later in the year. The other thing about this palette that's been pretty challenging is the colors are very, very pigmented, and I do not have a ton of eye brushes. I really like the one that came with the palette. It's a nice, dense, kind of flat brush, which is great for picking up the pigment and really kind of packing it on there so you get the full effect of these gorgeous colors from this palette. However, I only have one, so if I wear teal, then there's teal eyeshadow on here until I wash it again. So that was kind of a struggle for me. So I did actually go out and buy another eyeshadow brush. I had a really hard time finding one that I liked. Everything was really fluffy. I'm like, that would be perfect for matte shades, but not these. So after much hunting, I ended up purchasing this Urban Decay brush. It's their finger brush, and it's very, very dense, which is good for picking up these really shimmery colors and really packing them on the lid. So I just actually picked this up yesterday, so I'm hoping that this will help. I'll have another really good brush to go with the After Dark palette, so it's a little bit less annoying to try and use some of these fun colors, especially because a lot of these colors, while I can wear them to work, my work is chillaxed enough that I can wear teal smoky eye and nobody cares. But I really don't want to wear teal smoky eye every day. So that's going to be hopefully really helpful to have one of these brushes. So I will probably let you guys know how I like this brush. I use it for the first time today and worked out pretty well. So we shall see about that. And I will see you guys next month with another That Palette update.